Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Android Weekly / Android Q&A, where we go through all the latest topics that happened during the week and then answer all of your questions live. Now, if you have a question, we do get to email questions in the middle of the show every week, and just email me at asktheandroidguy@gmail.com. Make sure your subject is question. I do favor those who do follow the rules. As sometimes these things happen, rarely news comes in at this time of day when I do the Android Weekly show, but today it did. So the first big news that we have to talk about today is actually something that was literally just announced. And that is LG has a new watch called the Urband. And it's spelled Urbane, and I'm pretty sure it's Urbane or Urban, but however you want to say it. And it's pretty really simple and good looking. The idea behind this one and the G Watch R, it basically has the exact same hardware that the G Watch R had. The main difference is that this one is made more for fashion rather than the G Watch R was kind of made for the more active person. And this one is, as you can see by this picture, definitely demonstrated, I feel the best, really shows that it's for business. It's to get down to business, and you can wear it when you're a night out in the town, and it will still look good. So that's the whole idea behind this watch. And they're trying to say, don't worry about the face. It's not that big. A lady will look fine wearing it. I still don't know. I think the current watches we have right now look a bit bigger on women, and that's just my opinion. And that's feedback I've gotten from a lot of women. I've had women try out the Gear S, as well as the Fitbit, as well as the Moto 360. Wow, I forgot what the Moto one was called. And I've had a lot of, no, it's not for me. It's too big. So let me know what you guys think. Would you like to this? Do you think this will appeal more to women as well, or will it still be mainly just men wearing these type of smartwatches? So we get a smaller one. The Gear Fit is the one that I have seen most women buy. I have not seen another smartwatch sell as well geared towards women than the Gear Fit, and that's from what I've seen. What have you seen? Have you seen something different? Again, please let me know. So yeah, that was the big news. In terms of pricing, in terms of release date, we have no idea in any of this. All that we know is that it will be seen first at MWC. But in terms of everything it has on there, it's the same thing as the G Watch R. It's an Android Wear system. It has a 1.2 gigahertz processor from Qualcomm. It has a OLED screen, so it's much better, just like this one, like the G Watch R was. Everything else the same, and it comes in gold and silver. It does come with a leather band, and that leather band is changeable too as well, just like the other one. All right, now back to the regular scheduled program. Now, first is the Galaxy S6 updates. As you guys have noticed, each week we've gone over more and more stuff on the Galaxy S6 until we really find out, everything about it. So the first thing is, yes, another case manufacturer, and actually the same case manufacturer. I guarantee you that Verus cases are in deep, deep trouble with Samsung just because they keep leaking everything. So this looks, again, to be uniformly how the back is going to look. This is a clear case, so this is how the back is going to look, as it seems. And as you can see, it's a very thin phone. We've been seeing uniformly that the IR blaster and the microphone are going to be at the top, and at the bottom we are getting the speaker grill along with the micro SD and then the headphone port. So everything is pretty much seems as the layout shows. Now we also have benchmark scores that are breaking records. Basically, the benchmark score for Antutu was crushed by what we believe to be the Galaxy S6 Edge, as well as the benchmark score was the highest ever for an Android device from that same device for the Note Edge. It actually beat out even the iPad Air 2, just to give you an idea. So it really, really is well done. And it's a really good overall chip if this is the same chip again that we're seeing on this new device. So it's really good in terms of how it's been comparing. And then we have actually, according to these case manufacturers, they know the size of the phone. So now we can actually see what the size difference is. So let's first go between these first three, because these are going to be the main ones you want to compare the S6 to. So first of all, we do not know the weight yet, so we do not know the weight of the device. However, in terms of thinness, 6.9 is drastically thinner compared to the S5, and it's the same thinness as the iPhone 6. So we're looking at a phone exactly the same thinness as the iPhone 6 on this device. Now, in terms of width, sorry, it's actually going to be a narrower phone, coming in at 70.81 compared to 72.5. So that's about 2 millimeters thinner, almost 2 millimeters thinner in comparison. So it's pretty narrower. So it should be easier to get from side to side with the phone. And then it is going to be slightly taller than the S5. So it's at 143 compared to 142. Now this compares to the iPhone 6 over here. It is going to be a bigger screen, but it's still narrow. So it's going to be narrow comparing to the S5, but not as narrow as the iPhone 6, and also slightly less narrow compared to the HD 1M8. However, much shorter than the 1M8 and definitely taller compared to the iPhone 6. So overall, we get a good idea of the size of this. Now, when we go to the bigger competitors like the G3 is going to be 2 millimeters thicker than the S6, as well as it's going to be wider compared to the S6, and it's going to be taller than the S6. So the S6 will overall be a smaller phone in comparison to the G3. Same thing with the Sony Xperia Z3. The Z3 is an overall bigger phone comparing to the S6. So again, we kind of get an idea of how this phone is going to be compared to the other phones that are really out there on the market. And overall, it's looking like a good size. If these are to be true, if these case manufacturers have given us correct information, then it seems like a very good size. Now, in other news, we have a bevy of announcement dates. So first of all, we have Nvidia coming out with their next product on March 3rd. Now, this will actually be in San Francisco, not in MWC, even though MWC is from March 2nd through March 4th, I believe, yes. So it's going to be between those dates. So it's going to be during the same time. However, the time or the place will be San Francisco and not over there. But by the looks of things, we might be getting a nice new tablet, which I am definitely interested in. Or unless that's just a laptop and it's going to be more talking about gaming, but we'll see. I'm definitely curious to see what a tablet can produce from Nvidia. And Microsoft does have an MWC event. So 2nd through the 5th, they will be having their event on the 2nd, it seems like. And we don't know what to expect. Hopefully, we'll finally get a new Windows phone. It's been a while since we got a flagship Windows phone, so it hopefully should be there. And finally, the last announcement that's going to be happening is Google I/O. This will also be in San Francisco, and it's going to be from May 28th and 29th. Google I/O traditionally shows us what is next in the market. So we're expecting to see things coming from not only apps, but also definitely from the possibly, I don't think we're going to get the next iteration of Lollipop. Or maybe, yes, maybe we'll get the next iteration of Lollipop, but it'll still be called Lollipop. Maybe it'll be like 5.1 or maybe like a 5.2. As far as I know, there's 5.1 isn't out yet. I can't think off the top of my head, but yes. And the ticket prices are $900 for both days, so don't think you can just go in there so easily. Not to mention they sell out very quickly. If you're a teacher, you do get offered a $300 ticket, but yes, we'll see. I will see if I can go to this event. In the past, it's unfortunately gotten booked very quickly, so I'm not positive if I will. I would love to go, but it really is more for developers. I do not develop for apps, so maybe I might not go. We will see. I would love to, especially The main thing that I'm looking to see there is if they can bring out a new Google Glass. Google Glass was something I was very excited about, and when it canceled, I knew exactly why, because of price, and that's why it got canceled. So I'm very looking forward to possibly something else coming out of Google Glass. All right. In other news, just quickly to go through it, LG brings VR as well, but it's a cardboard VR with a plastic solution. So no word on when this is coming out yet, but they just kind of like, hey, we're coming out with this. But the interesting thing is they're saying it's for the G3. I don't think this is ever going to see the light of day. I think when it comes out, it'll be for the G4, and then we'll have it. But I don't think this is ever going to come out just because the G3 is at its end of its life cycle. So I don't see why. All right, and the last bit of information just comes from HTC that we're getting more hardware specs on what to expect for the HTC One M9, and it's looking like it will be a Snapdragon 810 processor with a 2 gigahertz speed, 3 gigs of RAM, 1080p display still, so not a quad HD, which isn't too big of a loss for me in my opinion. It's supposed to have a 20 megapixel camera, so this is a big thing. Can HTC finally bring us a good camera? Because that's what they've been missing for a while. The 4 ultra pixel will be on the front, which is good. And you have a 2840 milliamp battery. Really a bump up in battery for HTC. And really curious to see what we get out of this. As far as the other things we can see supposedly there's going to be a waterproof case for the M9, which I think is very clever that they're doing that. They have a clear case, they have a stand case, and they have a new dot view 2 case. They also have a new HTC boom base, which what I'm guessing that's going to be, it's a Bluetooth speaker that works with only HTC because it says it requires Sense 7. I think that's a universally silly thing to do, to create a Bluetooth speaker that only works with one company. Bluetooth speakers are too universal to do that, and I think if they do make it only one device, then it's going to fall. I mean, that won't work. You need to make compatible for all devices, in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section. All right, guys, so that was the news for the week. Now we are going to get started on the questions that were emailed to me during the week. But if you have a question, please ask it in the comment section down below, and I will get to it before the end of the episode. All right, let's see. Oops, wrong one, starting first. So I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, sir. Kona? Kona, I believe, he's from Hawaii and the Big Island. And he wants to know, I have a Note 4 and I have a Gear S. However, when I'm using Bluetooth, the S, my Google search and voice to text becomes spotty. It works slowly, hit or miss to start. Can't figure out why. So you're saying that this happens when you're saying this happens on your S. S doesn't use Google search. It actually uses S voice, which is much slower than Google search. It's not my favorite one at all. But I've tested it out in all the different modes. So, and you specified when it doesn't happen when it's on Wi-Fi. So I took it off Wi-Fi. It doesn't happen when you're using other watches and devices. Well, other watches and devices might be with Google Now or with other Bluetooth headphones, which that would again be using Google Now. Because this uses Samsung's search system instead of Google's, it is slower. However, the timing did not change upon making it use its own data with 4G for me, making it use Bluetooth. And so I'm guessing that it just could be a fault of the device, possibly. There is 2 things you can do. One, try to reset the watch. Now, before you reset it, back up the watch using the Gear Manager. It's under settings and it's backup and restore. You back it up, then you can reset it, and then you can restore it. That'll keep everything the way you had your watch. So it's a really great feature. And it's something that I have shown a video on. So if you're unsure on how to do it, just look at that. But it sounds like it just might need to be reset if it's continuing to have that feature be bad. But yes, that is what I might recommend if it continues to have issues for that purpose. Sharon asks, I just got a tablet, my first one. I don't know if I need virus protection like on my desktop. I'm still new to this stuff. Thank you. So actually I have a video, a very old video, called The Truth About Viruses on Android. And basically all antivirus manufacturers are full of it. They're completely full of it. You do not need virus protection on Android. You actually cannot get a virus on Android if you download your apps from Google Play. It is 99.99% that all viruses come from outside of the Google Play Store. So if you download apps from the Play Store, you can never get a virus, period. If, however, you're, downloading illegal apps or downloading illegal movies and all that kind of stuff, well, then it's the same thing like you would be on a phone, like you would be on a desktop. If you go to the bad sites, porn, torrents, frostware, all that kind of stuff, then you're gonna get a virus. Plain and simple. And that's on a PC, it's on a Mac, it's on an iPhone, every one of them. Every one of them. Viruses work the same. All you have to do is code it to the platform, and that's it. And that's it. So yes, so that's as simple as that. If you're not doing that stuff, you don't need to worry about it. If you are doing that stuff, well, then you might want to get an antivirus. The thing is about the antiviruses on Android, I do recommend getting a name brand one. However, the real problem with antiviruses is that they slow your phone down to a crawl. So if you suspect you have a virus, then install one and scan it. And then once it finds the virus, then remove it and remove the antivirus. That's my way of doing it. But yeah, I don't see it as necessary for anyone to have virus protection on Android. All right. Retroi's method asked me about the Note Edge versus the S6 Edge. So he is up for an early Edge program, so he can jump between his new phone. And he's really falling in love with the idea of a phablet. Right now he has the S4, though, and he's wondering if he should get the Note Edge or stick it out and be patient for the S6 Edge. The thing is he wants to know which one's better, and hearing about battery life replacement, possibly no SD card, then by no means would I consider the S6 lineup. So I am actually, so as you know, of course, I have the S6, or sorry, not the S, I don't have the S6 yet. I have the Note Edge, what I was going to say. And I myself am considering when the S6 Edge comes out to jump from the Note Edge to the S6 Edge. So I'm considering that. I have not had the S series be my driver since the S3. I have just fallen in love with the Note Edge and the phablet size as well. The reason why I love it more so is because of the battery life, as well as the overall storage capacity. So the Note series has always had 32 gigs of storage starting off, whereas the S series always had 16 gigs. Now this might change. So if the S series has 32 gigs starting off, then I might definitely consider moving it to my main device. However, you mentioned something that we've heard in the rumors. Is there no removable battery? Is there no ability to add on a micro SD card? So for me, not being able to remove the battery is not a life and death situation for me. I do like it. For the Note 4, I have an extra battery. Shows you that, I didn't get that till I got the Gear VR. So I did not need that extra battery until I got the Gear VR. And I was like, hey, I'm going to traveling a lot this year. I might want to do that. So I did it. However, for a no SD card, I cannot have the S6 as my daily driver if it only has 32 gigs of storage. I just can't. It's not enough. For both of my devices right now, so my Note 4 and my Note Edge, both of them have 32 gigs of storage built in, and they both have a 64 gig micro SD card because 64 gigs total was no longer enough for me. So yes, that would be my answer. If it doesn't have the ability to add on an SD card, I will not have the S6 for myself, the S6 Edge, to be more specific. However, if it does, I am loving what I hear about the camera. The body, I mean, it's cool, you know. I mean, I'm curious to see how it feels. The idea of TouchWiz being lighter, the idea of me getting Microsoft 365 for free, which I refuse to pay for, definitely things that appeal to me. Will I get it or not? We'll see. But my advice would be to wait for March 1st to see what it has. I will be doing a everything you need to know about the S6 video that day and letting you know everything you need to know about it. And from there, you can make your decision. But yes, I would wait till March 1st. Come on, it's literally like 14 days away now. You can wait. Wait. All right. Dave asks, would you tell me your top 3 Android phones with removable battery that are currently available? So, it's pretty easy, Dave, because you know not really. I mean, it's Samsung and the G3, and yeah, that's about it. So I would go with the Note. I just want to make sure I never actually removed the battery from the G3, but I'm almost positive. Making sure that it is removable battery. I'm almost positive it is. Yes, it is. Okay. So yes, you can remove the battery. So I'm going to say the 3 best ones with removable battery are pretty simple, and that's going to be the Note 4, followed by the G3, followed by the S5. Those are the 3 currently for removable battery, because let's see, the Sony Z3 can remove the battery. HTC One M8 I wasn't as big of a fan of. The OnePlus One, I don't believe. Well, I mean, the OnePlus One was my favorite, Cyanogen. I just don't like it as much, but that would be one to consider for a lower price point. But yeah, those are the ones that I would say are the top 3 that I would choose. However, 2 of those, S5 and G3, are at the end of their life cycle, so just make sure to know that if you are planning on buying soon. Again, I wait till the announcement, and then I decide from there. Either way, the thing I always say is, like, look, if you're not interested in the S6, but you are interested in the S5, you should still wait for the S6 to come out, because the S5 will drop in price. Same thing with the G3 and G4, and you can see where that goes. All right. D-Bold asks, hello, I have a kind of an odd question. Great idea for an Edge screen app. I was wondering if it's possible to find a program language for the Note Edge. Yeah, so you would go to Galaxy Apps. Seller. So there is an SDK for it. And this is where you go. So you go to Samsung developers and you go into their SDKs, and then you'll be able to find from here exactly where it is. I'm not positive, but it'll be there. Multi-window. It's somewhere in here. Cord. Yeah, it'll be somewhere in here. But basically, what this whole idea is that way you can actually use it with it, and there you go. And you can get more resources as well. I don't develop at all, but they always are just right here ready for you. And you can even ask, you know, the email that is on that site, and they'll help you out from there. They've been very responsive when I've messaged them for different things, not necessarily Samsung, but different developer teams like Google, and they're very responsive. So, I mean, by all means, email them. All right, guys, now I'm going to get to the live questions that are being asked. So if you have a question, make sure to ask it now live. All right, Brad, What do you do with the products that you already have reviewed that companies send you? Multiple things. For instance, with the Gear Fit. Whoa, where'd I go? Hello. For the Gear Fit, I had like 5 of those that I got sent. So for one, like my girl has one now, my mom has one now, and then I gave away one of them, and I will be giving away another one actually. For some of the old products, I either continue to use them, I do contests for them, or I will end up selling them. Sometimes I'm selling them on Amazon. So, like on Amazon, I'm about to sell like an S5. My 12.2 I'm going to sell. I just don't use it anymore. So things like that, I sell, just to recoup some of the money back, and then that way I can get new products for you guys. So yeah, that's what I do with the products that I don't need to send back. See, sometimes companies say you can use this device for 90 days, and then I will send that back. So very simply and easily, that's the kind of stuff that happens with those. Kronos, I have the Google Keep note-taking app. I want to know if there's any way to lock or hide notes in this app. If possible, do I have to look for a third-party app? So Kronos, yeah, there's not a built-in way to do it, to basically lock the app or notes on it. But one really good one that I love for the Note 4, S5, or Note Edge is this one called Finger Security. It allows you to lock anything with your fingerprint. So like an app, you can't get into the app without having your fingerprint. So I really like that. It's just simple, quick, and easy, and it makes it really easy to use. So I recommend that for locking and if you ever need to lock a third-party app, what can be easier than with your fingerprint? That's when I mainly use it. P.S. My birthday just passed Friday. Happy birthday, Chronos DB. Thank you. You're a longtime viewer. I really appreciate you always tuning in. So happy birthday. I want to say that first. If you're tired of that Note 4, you can recycle it my way. I won't be upset slightly. I'm not tired of it quite that yet, mainly because I won't give away the Note 4 simply because I use it every day with my Gear VR. So yeah, Kronos, nice try, but yes. All right. How do you enable Knox on the Note 4? Separating personal information from business information. Is there an app I have to download? I have my Note 4 AT&T version. Yes. So how you download Knox? It's called My Knox, and it's an app on the Google Play Store. So you go to the Google Play Store and download My Knox. Then when you turn it on for the first time, you set it up using your Microsoft Exchange account. Once you sign in, you are literally separated. You have a work and a personal. So it's very simple. And as we can see, right here is my Knox. So I just have my Knox right there. And then when I hit it, that'll take me to my business side, which of course needs a password. And then that's how it's separated. Do you use a OTG cable USB drive, or will you? If the Galaxy S6 has no SD card slot, I'm pretty sure it will though. Yes. So the to an on-the-go cable, yes. I use an OTG cable. I use the Samsung one. I've had it for a long time, and that's the one that I've used for a while now. I've been very happy with it. Never had any issues with it. So yeah, that's the one I use. Again, very happy with it. Never had any issues with it. You can get other ones. Just be careful. I got 3 cheap ones on Amazon, like a $2 one, a $5 one, and a $10 one. All of them did not work. All of them did not work. So I was like, okay, screw this. I'm getting this $20 Samsung one, and guess what? It worked. And I had that one with the S3. So since the Galaxy S3, I've used that, and I still use it today, and it's never had any issues. Lava Java. Hi, Brian. You misunderstood. Oh, okay. The Gear S and the Note 4 problem. Okay, yes. When the Gear S is connected via Bluetooth, Google search, and voice to text malfunction on the phone. Oh, okay, because you said on the S. That's why I was like, what? Works okay when connected via Wi-Fi. So it's not connecting. So the only thing that I can think of, I've had issues with this on my Note 4, and I didn't have the issues on the Note Edge, so I just don't use it on the Note 4, to be honest, anymore. I don't use Google Now on the Note 4. But what I found was that when you're setting up Google Now on the Note 4, it's actually using S Voice to enable the voice recognition. So it's kind of like going on. Uh, it's using S Voice to see how to recall what the name is, and it kept messing up on my Note 4. So what I did to fix that was I went to drag the app to App Info, and once I did that, I did clear data on both S Voice and on Google search, which is Google Now. And then once I did that, that was it. So it was able to re-record my voice, and it did it more accurately. However, I just don't use it anymore. Like I had that stumble with the Note 4, and I didn't do that with the Note 4. I did it with the Note Edge though, when I had that issue, and then it was working fine. So yeah, that's what I did. Brian, hopefully that helps. But yeah, that's what I would say is, you're resetting both apps, and hopefully that will solve it. And I'll try not to say okay Google too much. Happy V-Day, Kronos. What's up? Ricky, no questions, just checking out the episode. Thanks, Eve. I'll always appreciate you guys viewing live. It really helps me out, and hopefully, yeah, we just keep getting more and more. Now, those of you might be wondering, on last week's episode, I did say that we would be having a contest and that I would be doing giveaways. And we are giving away 3 products. However, I was really badly sick last week. I had to take 2 days off of work. I had a huge fever, and I was just like, so yeah, it was not a good week for me last week. So I was originally going to do the announcement last Monday and then do the giveaway tomorrow, which is the anniversary. February 16th is the anniversary. It's going to be 3 years since we started this channel and started doing all these videos. So I'm going to do the announcement for the giveaway tomorrow, and then 1 week from tomorrow, which is the 23rd. February the 23rd, we will be doing the giveaway itself. So make sure to check out the video tomorrow or sometime during the week when after it airs, and know how to enter into the contest so you can win some free stuff. And no Kronos, even though I do like you, cannot automatically give you a free one. Just planning ahead of what you're going to say. But yeah. So we'll be giving away some free stuff, 3 free products, guys. Really good products, so I think you'll like them. And yes, hopefully you will like them, and hopefully you'll win one. I'm rooting for you. All right, guys. Thank you as always for watching. Please give a like, thumbs up, because it helps. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.